Hi folks and welcome to the Filmmerk channel, and I'm at the Naturerlebnis Marienhof Hagen again at the Slöjd area, and I want to show you something that might be helpful for you if you don't know how to get started, because it can be a little bit intimidating, all that stuff you need and all that stuff you need to buy, and what people on the internet tell you need for bushcraft and survival. Um, don't fall for that survival trap, because it's fun. It's supposed to be fun, and well, that's the first thing I want to say. And the cheapest way to get started is to just get out any old knife, grandpa knife, like a Swiss Army knife or something. But there are also applications where you might not want a foldable knife, and for a lot of slöjd tasks, fixed blade is the way to go. Maybe not necessarily so, there's not just one way to go, but you can get some pretty expensive specimen. There's nothing wrong with a Mora, and I recommend you, if you don't want to go the fuss to make your own, then I would say, well, get a Mora. You can't go amiss, and you can upgrade anytime. It's just, and if you feel the need to upgrade at all, because these are pretty awesome knives. Enough said, period. But there are also blades you can buy, blade blanks you can buy, to make your own knife, and that's maybe something that a nice little project to start with, and it really feels empowering to carve a spoon with the knife you made yourself. And I want to offer you one possibility to achieve this, and this is a rather simple knife I made for myself, for out of the exact reasons. And this is a Nanos blade, which cost me €8.50, and not even a Mora is that cheap. This is, well, you can see it. It's a Laurin Metalli blade. They are industrially made in Finland, and nothing wrong with that. A lot of more expensive knives are made with these blades, and they tend to be really good. I also had one that lost a tiny bit of the tip, but honestly, if for that price, just grind it back to functionality. Don't make a big fuss about that. I show you a little heart I'm carving with it. I already got a tutorial with on my channel, so you might want to go there. It's really a nice and simple beginner project, but I wanted to show you that this knife actually cuts. And thing is, the blade is made from ATCRV2, which is a really resilient steel. It's a carbon steel, and it obviously will rust, but in a slöjd application and also in an outdoor application, I never had a problem with blades rusting on me, even if when I was in the woods for several days. I always carry a little bit of oil with me in order to care for my tools, and also comes in handy for your own care. And I use Ballistol, which is awesome also for if you had chafing or something, to treat blisters or other ailments. Even works as a remedy if you get a toothache, and if you can stand the taste, that is. But so that's not a problem that these blades might rust on you. They all are claimed to have a hardness of around 59 HRC, which is on the resilient side of the steel's potential. It could take up to, and my Drossy knife is way harder than that. I don't know exactly, haven't checked yet, but it carves a Laurimetalli blade, and so it is obviously a little bit harder, which is due to the selective quenching. You can also get blades that are inductively tempered, meaning just this portion of the edge is actually tempered, the rest is 54 or 45 HRC in the spine and up to 63 HRC in the edge. Essentially it's the same with a selective quench, and so the steel is, as I said, it's really resilient, and the grind is a Scandi grind, rather standard issue. I put on the tiniest of a micro bevel. I don't know if you can see this, because I'm carving a lot of hardwood, and difficult wood like oak has a lot of silicates in it, and in order to preserve the edge a little bit longer, that's nice to think about, that it might stand a little bit longer. Actually, I don't know if it really is needed. Actually, I think that the blades are really resilient, and I got mine from one of my favorite dealers, and Janet Fischer from Nordisches Handwerk in Germany. And again, don't get paid to say that, but these are really awesome people who know their shit intimately, because they are as mad as we all are. So you might want to drop by the web page nordisches-handwerk.de. As I said, not getting paid to say that, so that is a free advertisement I'm doing, and maybe I send her this little heart. Just need to sand it a little bit more, and I put on a brass bolster, which is also available from the website, and a brass butt cap, because this is enhancing the stability. And I, for the same reason, I didn't put on a composite handle, but some lovely birch wood burr. Needs a little bit of oiling again, because I really used it hard for demos and teaching, and so thing is, needs a little bit of TLC, that knife. The sharpness is spot on. It's actually, well, the thing is, it's not the next Excalibur sorcery steel. Don't expect that from an H0 blade, but it is really surprisingly great for a lot of tasks, and there is no there's no problem with it not being a full tank, by the way. And if you want to split huge logs with branches in them and what have you, you might consider getting yourself a throw. And in a survival situation, well, I'm a big advocate of get moving. And the scenarios where you get dropped naked from a plane and all you get on you is a knife, not going to happen. Not realistically, not in Europe. The survival scenarios we will be faced with are more certainly floods or droughts or fires or civil war or what have you, and ask Ukrainian refugees what combat knife they carried. Answer is they didn't. And the thing is, I'm a little bit pissed off by all this survival, combat survival, military survival guys. They do have a point actually, but you don't hide from a thermal visor. It's not going to happen. Not if you are a civilian and you are not trained, and will be suffering from frozen civilian syndrome anyway, and that's bullshit. And that's something that I hate to break it to you, my really beloved American friends. I'm not making fun of you or something, but it comes over from America that people think they need a sword of a knife. And even if you quote Nasmuk, aka George Washington Pearson, that who maybe can count as a experienced woodsman, or Horace Kephart, or the knives they carried weren't the biggest they were. They just brought a decent quality knife of decent size. It's not that I'm saying you should only bring a slate knife. If that's on you, well, make do. If you got a Swiss Army knife on you, if that's all you get, well, make do. That's what I'm not trying to say, but I'm getting tired of all this military survival stuff, because that just doesn't make sense. And thing is, with this one, or even a folding pocket knife, you'll be fine for getting started. And I'm saying this. I'm not saying this because I want to judge anyone or make fun of anyone or tell anyone I know everything better than anyone else. That I'm really fine if anyone does military survival, and respect to any serving person and to any soldier. That's not what I'm saying. I'm a pacifist, but that's all my fault. And that's not deriving from my respect towards you guys in any way. As I said, long salute for your service. And I just want to say, it can get a little bit intimidating for beginners, because I always, due to my experience, it's not because uh, that this was theoretical thoughts that I came up with. Um, um, but a lot of beginners that drop by just are intimidated, and they buy altogether the wrong stuff to have fun with it. This is what I'm saying. It's just not that it's not you must not, if it's if you can make do with a cold steel SRK or some Tanto or something, please feel free to do this. But a lot of beginners don't have fun with these knives, so and especially if you are a beginner, this is really hard to achieve any progress with the wrong tool. It's and that's a shame, because it's a really cool thing to be out in nature and make nice little things that are not necessarily some traps for animals, because you are the toughest survival guy there is. Well, you know, there is nothing wrong with carving a little heart. Doesn't make me any much more of a man, like carve a heart. Quite the contrary, I think, because this maybe someone enjoys it, and so, well, what I want to say is, if you get one of these and make yourself a handle from it, you can also use local hardwoods or what's available at the moment. I personally love birchwood burr, and I went to the length to buy myself some. And I think in America you can go to Ragweed Forge, and in Scandinavia or Europe, rest of Europe, it's Brisa or Lamnia or Nordisches Handwerk or something else. You get these supplies, and sometimes you get already pre-drilled handles, which is awesome for when you are a bit beginner and you just have to put it on and shape the handle, and that's a nice weekend project to make. And often there is also some leather for a sheet and a tutorial and something. So that's a nice way to get started, and in a guided way. And the shortened blade makes for really controlled whittling, and to be honest, what is it what you do in the woods? You make shavings for the firewood, you prepare food, you can sit by the campsite whittling away, whittling a spoon. Maybe a lot of people like to make their kitchen utensils, or you can also whittle a pipe, and you can be creative with this one. This is what I want to say. You can be creative with this knife, and this is really wholesome, is what I want to say. It's something that isn't on a level, doesn't have this toxic undertones, and it's just simple. You go out in the woods and just to get started. And if you want to get started, I recommend you practice something that simple, like, well, first of all, this is hazel, and hazel is a really great beginner wood. And what you could do with, in order to get the terms, is sort of a tri-stick, not the complex ones. You can also keep it very simple, and First of all, what most people want to do is carve a tip, and um, there is something that my elbow wants, or my wrist wants to do, and this is like so. If I just let my wrist go the way it wants, you see that's not straight. You see, there's always this curve. So I want to lock my wrist, and at the same time as I uh, move my wrist forward, I pull the piece towards myself. It's a little bit better if you look at that. There's still a little bit of a curve, and what I did is, if you look at that, it's not straight. And what I was doing is I was going like this, and I was using too much force, and so I need to correct that. And so you gotta I would suggest you practice precision always with every step, and then you get at the right angle towards the flat surface, and put the blade at the right angle to to the diameter of the wood, and go like this. This is a little bit better, and this is what I want to illustrate with this funny endeavor, that practice makes perfect. And again, you go at a right angle towards the diameter of the or the length of the wood, lock your wrist, and at the same time pull the piece and push your knife hand like that. Now you get a tip. It's a little bit off center, so I go to the first to put it more in the middle, and like so I go all the way around in order to make it as precise as possible. Now you may want to create something of a rounded tip, which can be useful, e.g. for fire drilling. And you go at an angle, and if you look at that, you can see that I set my blade in a way that I'm at a right angle to the length of the blade, the wood. Sorry, and just carve off the tip, and you're left with something like this. What I just introduced is what you might call a hammer grip, because you hold it the same as you would a hammer. What you can also do is you can modify this by taking the blade towards yourself, but you don't cut towards yourself, but you put your shoulders to the fore, and then you pull the piece and the knife at the same time, and you pull your shoulders back. That gives you a lot of leverage, and so this would be nice thing to get started. And I already made a video about carving a wood spirit, for instance. Well, you can make a really simple wood spirit by just taking a branch for nose and just remove the bark, and just carve a tip towards to the end, which might be a little cap. Then you with the tip of your knife, you can drill some holes for eyes, and you can just sand it and paint the rest. If you want to push this a little bit farther, you might want to cut the mouth or make some decent eyes. Well, they are also decent. You can, if you drill some holes into the branch, you could maybe put in some pinpricks with these colored heads, and just whack them into the wood, and you get some eyes. Looks beautiful. Then you can paint. You could paint the cap, and just like so, you have a nice little project that's also really great for children. And what I want to say is, don't get intimidated by all these great projects on the internet, and every journey starts with a step, and well, no harm done. It's just wood lying around, and start again. Don't get frustrated. It's supposed to be fun, and take your time. I was using really big force, but you don't need to. It's something that's not necessary, and you can take your time. And the thing is, control your breath. Don't get eager, don't or like that. I tend to myself. So if I say this, I know what I'm speaking of, and it's really wholesome to be in a forest and create something beautiful with your hands. It really gets your mind off things. I'm not tiring to say that, because I think that this is maybe one of the most important things that you can do these days. So thanks for watching, thanks for bearing with me. I will continue the series of beginner projects, and maybe even make a tri-stick with you or something, or the sad little wood spirit I just hinted of. So stay tuned. Thanks for watching, thanks for bearing with me, and enjoy the forest. Stay sane and healthy, and I hope to see you soon, as usual. Bye.